Hello and welcome back grade 2 students. I hope you guys are enjoying my science videos. Today we're going to continue with Unit 5 Changes to Earth's Surface, Lesson 3. How can we prevent wind and water from changing land, Part 1. It is worth mentioning that this is going to be the last lesson. For today we're going to cover the following points. Lesson 3, How can we prevent wind and water from changing land, page 264 to 165. Explore, explain changes caused by wind section, page 266 to 167. Are you ready? We open to page 264. Lesson 3. How can we prevent wind and water from changing the land? How can we prevent wind and water from changing the land? So in this lesson, we're going to study about the different ways that we could use to prevent, that means to stop the wind and the water from changing the land. Clear so far? Let's take a minute to observe the picture. What can we see? Excellent. We could see some waves crashing onto the shore. And what did the engineers create to stop the water from crashing onto the shore like in big amounts? Excellent. They created a dike, which is a high wall that will stop the water from crashing and covering the entire shore, right? So, a dike is also known as a seawall. So a seawall can protect the shore from ocean waves. Again, a seawall can protect the shore from ocean waves. By the end of this lesson, I will be able to describe and evaluate different solutions to help stop wind and water from changing land. So we listen up carefully. By the end of this lesson, you guys are going to be able to list the different ways that we could use to stop the wind and the water from changing the land and evaluate. Evaluate, it means to compare between the different solutions to check which one is the best to stop wind and water from changing the land. Clear? So far so good? Are we ready? Before we move on, do you guys remember what did we say about the word compare? It means to check how are they the same and how are they different, and which one is stronger and which one is weaker. Clear? So we would compare between the different solutions to check which one is stronger, which one is weaker, which one is better, which one is not suitable for this situation. Clear? Now we move on to page 265. Preventing changes to land. Look at the pictures to explore how heavy rainfall can cause changes to the land. So if you observe carefully, we could check out how the landslides caused a big change to the land. Again, preventing changes to land. Look at the pictures to explore how heavy rainfall can cause changes to land. So when a landslide occurs due to the heavy rain and the soil becomes too heavy, it starts to slide down. The landslides happen in just a few seconds and it changes the whole area and buries it under the soil, okay? It buries it under the soil and changes the shape of the mountain as well, right? Great. So, what can people, let's think together, all together, can you solve it? Remember the can you solve it section, we have to discuss it orally with our parents. What can people do to prevent water and wind from changing the land? So we should think of ideas to stop the water and the wind from changing the land. Think carefully, guys, okay? Let's move on. Maybe, before we move on, one idea might be to build a wall or something, right? Let's discover together. We open to page 266. Changes caused by wind. Look at these pictures to explore how erosion by wind can harm the land. So this was the land before the wind, or before the erosion caused by wind, and this is the land after the erosion by wind occurred over many years, okay? Are you guys ready? Let's read together. A farm has rich soil to grow crops. Crops are plants, remember. Wind can blow the soil away. The land is useless to farmers. They cannot grow crops in soil with no nutrients. So I'm going to reread, then I'm going to explain. A farm has rich soil to grow crops. Wind can blow the soil away. The land is useless to farmers. They cannot grow crops in soil with no nutrients. So they're telling us that the farm has rich soil on top, okay, to grow the crops, to grow the plant. And when we say rich soil, it means it is filled with vitamins that will help the plants grow quickly, okay? Now when the wind blows, okay, it can blow away the soil. As we said, year after year after year, every time the wind blows, it carries away with it the good rich soil on top to other places, leaving the land useless to the farmers. Why? Because they cannot grow the crops in the soil with no nutrients. They are left with a layer that does not have any vitamins in it, okay, and the plants won't be able to grow in this kind of soil. Clear? So far so good. So the land would become useless to the farmers due to the erosion by wind. So how does it harm the farm when the erosion by wind happens? What happens? The wind, when it blows, it carries away the rich soil on top of the land. Okay, it blows it to other places, leaving the land useless to the farmers. Why? Because they cannot grow crops in the soil that does not have any nutrients. Clear? Which are the vitamins needed for the plants to grow. Okay, clear so far? Let's move on. Before and after. These pictures show the same beach. Once there were tall sand dunes. Over time, wind carried away much of the sand, making the dunes smaller. Again, these pictures show the same beach. Once there were tall sand dunes. Over time, wind carried away much of the sand, making the dunes smaller. So year after year, what happened at the beach? The wind carried away the sand, okay, particles over a long time, year after year after year. What happened? A lot of the sand was carried away by the wind, making the dunes smaller. So year after year, as the wind was blowing, first of all, we had a really tall sand dune. Then after a long period of time, the wind, and due to the erosion caused by winds, okay, or wind erosion, what happens? A lot of the sand has been carried away, okay, causing the dunes to become smaller. Let's read together. Underline the sentence that tells what caused the farm to lose its healthy soil. So what caused the farm to lose its healthy soil? Excellent. The wind can blow the soil away, blowing the good healthy soil away, leaving the sand or the land useless to the farmer. Great, we move on. Exercise time. Let's wear our thinking caps on. On page 267, a beach is 52 feet wide. Strong winds caused a lot of sand to be eroded. The beach now measured 37. How much smaller is the beach now because of wind erosion? A, 25 feet. B, 89 feet. C, 15 feet. So it was 52, and then it changed into 37. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? How much smaller is the beach now? Is it A, 25 feet, B, 89 feet, or C, 15 feet? It was 52, it became 37. How much smaller is the beach now? Excellent, it is 15 feet. Why? Because 52 minus 37 is equal to 15 feet. So the erosion by wind caused the sand dunes or the beach to become smaller by 15 feet. Clear? That's all. Thank you.